Okay, friends, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm thrilled to have all of you joining this special YouTube live session. And today, it's truly today I have an exceptional guest with us, and the guest name you already know, that Saatvika Mangharam, a distinguished Reiki Grandmaster, a yoga instructor, and mind body coach. Right. Also, today's topic, I'm sure that you all are aware, introduction to Reiki and energy healing. E- Energy healing, Reiki, इनका बहुत गहरा संबंध है. अगर आपको कोई भी प्रॉब्लम होती है, then you use Reiki and you get healed, right? Sometimes we have symbols and it works on instant basis. You use the master symbol and then you get the quick result, right? So let me share. A few months ago, I met with a person who had some issues like stress and anxiety, and he tried a lot of methods, a lot of modalities, and still he said, the problem is still the same. Then he went through a Reiki session, and you won't believe the transformation was remarkable. Through the gentle yet powerful energy healing techniques, you know, that person started getting the results, and this Reiki actually creates the wonderful experience with everyone. If you believe, you get the transformation. So this real life story is actually a testament to the incredible impact that Reiki and energy healing can actually give you. So in today's session, Satvika will be giving a lot of learnings to all of us about the world of Reiki and energy healing. She will move into the fundamentals, principles of Reiki, explaining how this ancient practice actually can help us channelizing our energy to restore physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. So whether you are completely new to Reiki, doesn't matter, or you are looking to deepen your existing practice, this session will offer valuable insights and practical techniques. And I'm sure that you are looking for something special today. So don't worry, you will get it. And before, uh, I'll just hand over the stage to Satvika. But before that, as we always follow a ritual, so let me give more knowledge about, or more introduction about Satvika. Satvika is a founder, teacher, and holistic healing practitioner at AKI Yoga. She's based in Bangalore. She's been teaching, since almost 15 years. So for different modalities. But if I talk about specifically about Reiki, then it's been a decade. She has taught students around the world, and she actually enjoys sharing the beautiful practice with everyone who are actually eager to learn, right? She's also she's a grand Reiki grandmaster, as all of you know, and she's an EFT, NLP, and inner child healer. She offers one-to-one healing sessions, and she has served over 300 clients or more with healing modalities. So I might miss something because she has a lot of things. So Satvika, if I miss something, you can also talk about that. So friends, before any delay, let me hand over the stage to Satvika. And Satvika will be talking to you for next 35 to 40 minutes, and then we'll have a Q&A session. And if you're excited, just type welcome Satvika, and Satvika, over to you.
Thank you so much, Prashant. It's really lovely to be back here on your show. And also to be interviewed by you, who being another Reiki healer. So I think it's going to be a lovely discussion. Um, so uh, thank you for such a lovely introduction and such a warm welcome. And hello to everyone who's tuned in. Lovely to meet all of you virtually. And today we're going to talk about Reiki. Reiki is a form of energy healing. And because of the abstract nature of it, because it is something that is not visible to the eye, sometimes there is a little bit of lack of clarity around this practice among newcomers. People who obviously know the practice don't have any confusion, but for newcomers, there are a lot of questions about Reiki. So today we're going to start right from the beginning, and I'm going to introduce this topic to you um, from my experience, and also we're going to talk about energy healing in general. So when we talk about energy healing is an alternative healing method, and there are different kinds of energy healing, and Reiki is one of them. Uh, for that matter, even yoga works at the energy level, but with Reiki, it is just direct energy healing. We are directly working with the energy body of a person. And just like we have a physical body, we have a mental body, that is our mind, we also have an energy body or an energy system. And this energy body is what, okay, I think we have, Prashant, are you there?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Yeah, are you there? Because there was a
Yeah.
little connection. Right. Okay. So this energy body is what nourishes both the physical body as well as the mental body. So if your energies are not in balance, it will affect your physical health as well as your mental well-being. So it is very important to maintain a good and healthy energy internal balance, and Reiki is a very, very effective practice for doing that. Now, when we do Reiki, what happens is we all have Reiki. Okay, first let's understand what Reiki actually means, the word Reiki. Reiki is a word which is composed of two smaller words, Re and Ki. Re means universal, and Ki is life force energy. Ki is like Chi. In some practices, it's called Chi. In some practices, it's called Ki. So, Ki and Chi, they're all the same thing. In yogic language, the same energy is called prana. So, Ray and Ki, Ray is universal, Ki is life force energy. Yeah, thanks for that reassurance, Prashant, because I lost your video. Yeah. So, when we talk about universal life force energy, this is the life force energy that is found in all living beings. So, whether it's human beings, animals, plants, all of it is alive because of Reiki. It is the life force energy, it is prana. Sometimes, however, our prana is low. The ki or the chi is low. For example, if you've been unwell, if you've been through a tough time in your life, you've probably felt completely drained by certain experiences. Probably you went through a period of illness, as I mentioned. Sometimes also because of the kind of food that you consume, you find that the food actually drains you rather than nourishes you. Sometimes it can also be fatigue, extreme fatigue. So there are a lot of reasons why sometimes we lose our ki or chi, and the ki gets depleted, the prana gets depleted, and that's where this practice comes into play. This practice then helps us to rebuild that prana and get that vitality back that's missing. How is it done? It is channeled with the help of a Reiki practitioner. So, a Reiki practitioner is asked to send Reiki either physically by placing the hands on the person or just above the person, or even via distance healing. So, both methods are possible. And through this, the natural prana, the natural ki, the natural chi of that particular person or living being gets amplified, and that's how that vitality comes back into that person or into that living being. So you're not actually, you're not, the Reiki practitioner is not sending their energy. They become an open channel to receive the universal life force energy, which flows through and amplifies the prana or the ki of that particular person or living being. So that is how Reiki works. A Reiki practitioner is attuned to the source of energy. So that means they are an open channel to allow that flow to happen through them. So this is how we work with Reiki. Let's just go back into a little bit of how this practice came into, in how did people start practicing this. Now, Reiki is key. It is life force energy, so it is as old as time. It is not something that is new. But the way we practice it today came into existence around the 1800s. And let's go back to the 1800s to Japan. Japan in the 1800s. There was a Christian monk there called Dr. Mikao Usui, and he had this burning question when he knew about he had he was a Christian monk, so he knew of the stories of Jesus Christ and how Jesus Christ used to heal a lot of people through touch, through his hands, just by placing his hands, and a lot of people would get healed with that. So Dr. Mikao Usui had this burning question that how was this possible? What was the reason that this was happening? How was this healing taking place? And he traveled the world. He researched, he studied, he tried to find every answer possible. He went to the US, he studied theology, he went and studied the Buddhist sutras in Sanskrit. So he really went extensively into different religions to try and find the answer to how was this healing possible through the hands. But he didn't get any clarity. And then eventually he sort of gave up and he said, okay, I'm just going to go and meditate on this question for a period of time and see if I get the answer through my meditation. I'll see if it's revealed to me somehow. And he went up a mountain for 21 days. He ate nothing, he was fasting and meditating. And he just plunged into that deep spiritual practice, trying to find an answer to this burning question of how was this healing taking place. And for 21 or 20 days, nothing happened. But on the last day, he suddenly had a vision where he saw white light, and that white light hit him here in the center of the forehead. And that's how he was initiated into Reiki as a healing practice. And then when he came down, there were a few miracles that started happening. When he hurt himself, he placed his hand on his foot and the foot healed. And then he came down, and few other miracles like that took place. And then he realized that he had been initiated into this healing practice of Reiki. So that's just the history in a nutshell. And I hope that gives you context to understand how old this practice is. So generally, the practice of Reiki that we practice is called the Usui method, named after this particular person, this grandmaster. And there are also offshoots of this, different types of other methods, other Reiki healing methods, which have come as derivations of this method. But they all come from this base of the Usui healing system of Reiki. So that's the brief history in a nutshell. Now I'm going to cover a few myths, and let's see what all are the questions that people have, or what all are the doubts that people have when it comes to Reiki. So the first question is there anything religious about Reiki? And the answer is no, because as I mentioned earlier, the word Reiki itself comes from Re and Ki. Ki is life force energy and Re is universal. It is universal life force energy. So it is not limited to any particular religion or spiritual group or anything like that. It is universal. So it works equally on everyone, even if you're not religious. Another myth is, do you have to feel it to know that it's working? Do you have to feel the energy to know that it's working? Because sometimes you may go for a Reiki session, or you may ask a Reiki healer to send you healing, but you may not feel anything. Does that mean that Reiki is not working? No, it doesn't mean that Reiki is not working, because Reiki makes itself felt at times and it doesn't make itself felt at times. And also, it depends on the level of sensitivity of the person who is both giving and receiving in that particular moment. So, there are times when Reiki wants to be felt while it is being channeled, and one can feel it as a hot energy, or a cool energy, or a tingling, or whatever. Each healing is unique. And sometimes one may feel nothing. Even the practitioner may not feel anything at times, because that is how the energy is flowing in that moment. It is not making itself felt. So it doesn't matter whether it is felt or not, it still works. The only thing that is required is that the recipient has to be open to receiving it. It should be a full yes, I would like to receive this, and only then the energy will go to that person. Because if there is any sort of mental barrier, if that person is not sure if they want to receive it, the energy won't reach them. So they have to be completely open to receiving it for it to come their way. And whether they feel it or not, it works. It works at the energy level of that person. Another thing that Yeah, another question is Reiki only to be sent when somebody is unwell? And no, it's not necessarily only to be sent when or given when a person is unwell or recovering. Reiki can be given even as a regular way of maintaining your energetic well being. So you can channel, if you're a Reiki practitioner, you can give your own self Reiki healing regularly, day to every single day, in fact. And you can even give Reiki to people who are healthy because it just rebalances their energy system. Not just to people, it can also be given to animals, it can be given to plants, it can be given to any living thing. So you can even send Reiki to situations if you know that there's a situation coming up which you would like to send energy healing to. So it can be sent to even situations because everything at the fundamental level, everything is energy. And everything is interconnected. So that is the level at which Reiki works. People sometimes wonder, how does it work when you're at a distance? Because how can you say that Reiki is working if I'm sitting here in Bangalore and sending Reiki to somebody in Australia, for example? And that's because at that fundamental level of energy, everything is one. It is a common field of energy. And all this goes into the realm of quantum physics, which is still not clearly explained, but it is that level where this works. So Reiki works at that level. So it is a little hard for us to explain that, but if we can accept that everything is energy and everything is interconnected, that's how it is, how it works. And similarly, it works across time because even time is not linear as we know it. It goes across time, and you can send Reiki to situations in the past as well as to the future. Now, one more thing is, are all Reiki practitioners the same? And the answer is no. All Reiki practitioners are not the same because every Reiki practitioner is unique. The way every Reiki practitioner channels or heals is unique to them. Of course, there are certain ways in which we do the healing, but it is also intuitively guided. So, with the structure, there is also a certain element of intuition which guides the Reiki practitioner, and that is unique to them. So, hence, every Reiki practitioner is unique. Every Reiki teacher and master is also unique. So, you'll never find two Reiki masters who are exactly the same because, again, each Reiki master or grandmaster will teach from firstly from their knowledge, which would be common, but also from their own unique experience and from their intuition. So every Reiki master and grandmaster is unique. And that's how it is transferred from that particular person's energy down the line. But the energy itself is the same. So whether you receive an attunement from one master or another, you are still attuned to the same life force energy. So when it comes to the healing part of it, the healing is exactly the same. Like as in the energy that heals is the same because it's one energy. It is just one prana everywhere that is being harnessed and channeled through the practitioner. Yeah. So this is pretty much what we can say about Reiki at the beginner level. Once we move, okay, let's just talk about how we can learn this practice. Reiki is taught in levels, and there are, depending on how the levels are differentiated, there are 4 to 5 levels. So the first one is level 1, where it's mostly healing your own self and healing people around you, but with hands on healing, physically present in that proximity. The second is Reiki level 2, where you learn distance healing, where you can heal across time and space, and that is with the help of certain symbols. Then comes Reiki level 3. So some teachers call it 3A, 3B. Some teachers call it level 3, level 4. So level 3 would be Reiki Master, where you're attuned to a higher frequency of Reiki and you can send more powerful and amplified healing. Level 4 or level 3B is Master Teacher, where you can now initiate or attune Reiki practitioners at the starting levels, at the first 2 levels. That is at the hands, the physically present level, and the distance healing level. And then the final level is the Grandmaster level. The Grandmaster level is where you learn to channel Reiki using higher frequencies of energy, very, very powerful frequencies of energy, and sometimes they're specific to certain causes and issues. And the Grandmaster can also initiate a Reiki master teacher. So these are the levels. If a person wants to learn Reiki, they would have to do one level at a time. But some teachers club the levels together. So it's very common also to have level 1 and 2 clubbed together. Sometimes even level 1, 2, and 3A or 3 clubbed together up to the master level. And so it depends from teacher to teacher how they want to offer the knowledge and the attunements to their students. There is something in the course called an attunement where a ceremony is conducted to energetically link that person with the Reiki life force energy so that they can start to channel that energy and first heal themselves and then heal others. And then after the levels are done, after each level is followed by a 21-day cleanse. This is the time where before you heal anybody else, you first give healing to your own self because you are now attuned to a higher frequency of energy, which means that all the lower frequencies within you will start to come out, will start to get flushed out of your system, and it's like an energetic detox. So for a period of 21 days, you yourself are going through a change and a shift in your energy system as all the lower level frequencies are being pushed out, and this energy, the higher frequency of Reiki, gets stronger. After a period of 21 days, one can start healing other people again because now you've come into a sort of internal balance and in where you are in a strong connection with the life force energy. So this is how Reiki is taught, and this is how the levels are conducted. Roughly, of course, it varies slightly from teacher to teacher. And this journey can usually take a couple of years, right up to everybody doesn't need to become a master or a grandmaster. Some people just want to learn Reiki for their own personal use. So they may just do level 1, level 2. But then another person can go all the way and over a period of years do become a Reiki grandmaster. But grandmaster, again, even though we use the term, there is a certain element of experience that also gives weight to that word. It's not just you do the level and you're a grandmaster. Yes, that is there, but the real grandmaster thing comes from the experience that you develop over time healing and teaching this practice. So this is pretty much all I have to share with you, and I would love to take any questions, or if Prashant you'd like to discuss something, I'd be happy to.
Thank you so much, Saatvika. It's a wonderful knowledge, friends. Let me tell you that Reiki gives you power. If you are, but again, power comes with responsibility. So if you are ready to take it, then this is the platform. You can ask your questions, doubts. If you have any clarification, do ask. Satvika is here, and you'll get the answer. Meanwhile, I have some questions.
Yeah. One thing I forgot to mention though is that this particular question, can Reiki harm anybody? This question has been there because people don't see the energy. They don't know what energy can do and you can't see it. So sometimes people have this question that can Reiki harm you? And the answer is absolutely not. Reiki will not work if you try to do anything wrong with it. It will just not work because Reiki is not energy that can harm. It is life giving, life nourishing, life nurturing energy. So it can only help and heal. And it can only be invoked by an intention to help and heal. And any other intention will never invoke it.
That's right. Thank you for this wonderful knowledge and spreading this positivity with all of us. So the question which I have here is, I want to know the benefits of regular Reiki practice.
The benefits are, there is no limit to the benefits. It can start by improving your health physically, mentally, invoking a sense of relaxation, peace. And if you continue to do it every day, it can even change the circumstances of your life. Because once your frequency and vibration internally changes, everything around you starts to change. So it can have, like, your whole life can transition with Reiki. The benefits are innumerable.
Yeah. Even you can give Reiki for money. If you are a person and you say that, uh, I can't hold money, right? It's like money comes and goes. So you can
Hmm.
use Reiki, and you actually Reiki will save you from big expenses. Even
Because
people,
you're keeping your own
yeah,
energy system and money blocks. So all of that gets healed, definitely.
yeah. I know some people when they come to my session, they say, what we do. Like at the end of every month, we take amount like 10,000, 15,000, or like 50,000, and we keep it like, okay, this is for the next month for our health issues.
Oh,
Yeah. So again, as we said that Reiki can save you, or Reiki can help you saving you from big expenses. So
it
Reiki
can.
has that power too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Satvika, for this wonderful answer. So the next, which I have is, I just want to ask, like, is Reiki suitable for everyone?
Yes, Reiki is pretty much suitable for everyone. However, it's always good to take permission if it is possible. In certain cases, permission may not be possible. For example, if the person is in a state of sickness where they cannot respond, in that case, you can energetically connect with the higher self of that person and take permission and say, please receive it if it is willing, and feel free to not receive if it is not willing. So, in that case, yes, but Reiki can be sent pretty much to everybody because um, unless they say no, they don't want it. In that case, please don't send it, because if they ask for it, then they'll be open to it. Otherwise, there is always going to be an energetic barrier and it will never go there unless that
Yeah.
person. There is a rule that Reiki should be given on asking. So if that person is asking for it, unless of course they are very ill and they cannot ask for it, or if they're a small child and they cannot ask for it, then in that case, yeah, but otherwise it should be given on asking.
As Satvika said, like this is like comfortable or suitable for everyone. And as per Reiki principles, it says like till the time somebody asks for it, do not give Reiki to anyone.
Yeah.
So you always have to take permission before giving Reiki to the person.
Yes.
So this is one of the principles of Reiki. So in the beginning, like two principles were Dr. Usui actually, created these two principles. Like till the time someone asks, do not give any Reiki,
Mm-hmm.
or if you give Reiki, always charge.
Yes.
Like energy exchange should be there,
Yes.
right? So Sumit, uh, I think has a question. This is how different from Ho'oponopono. Do you know about Ho'oponopono?
Yeah, the four phrases.
Yeah.
Please, sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Yeah. See, in Ho'oponopono,
So
you're repeating these phrases, and that also works. It does work on your energy system as well. In Reiki, you don't necessarily say those words. You are directly channeling energy directly to the energy system of that person.
right. Thank you, Smith, for your writing. And okay, this question is good. Why should I, if I need to send Reiki, I should send Reiki. Why should I give an intention for this? How does intention play a role?
Super question. This is a very good question because intention is what invokes Reiki. When you and gratitude and intention, because see, when you're a Reiki channel, when you're a healer of Reiki, you don't just try to control the flow of energy, because the energy has its own intelligence. You are just letting it happen through you, and the only thing you can do is set an intention, because that gives, the intention gives direction to that energy, and then you just get out of the way and let the energy flow. So you just have to set the direction by giving a clear intention, and always give the intention as something that is positively framed. For example, if a person is suffering from a certain sickness or illness, don't say that this person is free from this illness. say something positive that this person is completely healed and healthy now, something like that. So in that case, the energy will work towards fulfilling that intention, and it will work in its own intelligent way where you are not directing it, it works on its own.
Yeah. And there is one more thing, like if you call Reiki and if you do not give any intention, Reiki
Hmm.
will be there with you till the time you give any intention.
Yes, and sometimes even without an intention, because Reiki is an intelligent energy, it can flow through you even without you actually invoking it if you are a Reiki channel. So sometimes even without a clear intention, when Reiki needs to reach a particular, it needs to go somewhere, it will just go. So your intention sort of gives it that initial direction, but even if that intention is not there, sometimes Reiki can still come through.
Yeah. So, yeah, even when I learned Reiki, we had been told, like if you are not giving any intention or you are not saying anything, but if you want to send Reiki, so
Hmm.
you what you have to do, you only have to like we send Reiki using our palms, so we have the
Yeah.
energy here. So you, if you don't want to say anything, you just look at your hand and just just give and send a message, okay, without saying
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
using a
also a
gesture.
kind of, yeah, that's actually quite interesting because, like, we were saying each practitioner has their own unique way of invoking the energy. So there's always something to learn while talking to another Reiki practitioner.
Yeah, like you are just showing a path. आप मतलब इशारा कर दो बस, like, and
Yeah,
it will work,
yeah.
right? Okay, we have Shubhrajit here. Shubhrajit is asking a question. What will be the positive wording to quit smoking? If we
Uh,
need to give Reiki to the person
hmm.
to quit smoking.
Okay, in this case, you would also have to look a little deeper into the root cause of smoking, I would say. So when you're doing Reiki healing, because often it is not just, there are levels or there are layers which are there beneath the surface, which keep people stuck in the habit pattern of smoking. And sometimes they can be emotional as well. So if you go into those, then you can send Reiki to those. Otherwise, if you want to work at the surface level, then just say that this person, how would you say it, Prashant? How would you say to stop smoke directly without
See,
any other information on it?
first of all, if you can only give Reiki to this person when he is ready to quit smoking, that
Absolutely.
is the first condition.
Yes.
If he has come to you, that means he's showing his consent. So he is giving the consent. Then, when you give Reiki to someone, you actually do not say, I have quit smoking. Instead, sorry, you do not use any negative command. You
Yes.
always give the command.
Positive
For
affirmation.
example, if a person who is like 80 kg and he wants to reach to 60 kg, then we do not say the person, okay, you need to give a command, I am not a fat person, right?
Yes.
You
You
have to
say,
give a positive command like I'm becoming, you are slim, or you are reaching to this level. For
yes.
example, you set some milestones. If a person is like 80, then you say, okay, I've reached, I'm sending Reiki, and you are reaching to 78 kg, you are reaching to 76, you are reaching to 70, you are reaching to 65. So this way you can give command. Or for quit smoking, I think that is okay, this is a positive command that you have quit smoking.
Yeah.
Or there is another way, like when you say quit smoking, when you are using this word, if you visualize, you will be getting a picture of a person who used to smoke, but so that was the picture in your mind, like a person is already smoking and now you are asking to quit smoking. So
You can
instead,
just set an intention that this person is living a healthy life
healthy
uh,
life.
with all good habits, which are supportive and healthy for the body,
Yes.
and supportive and healthy for that person's energy system and,
Yeah.
yeah, something like
Or
that.
you can say just you are a completely healthy person and you
Yes.
are taking healthy diets.
Yeah, so all of these collectively can be the intention. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be like a fixed word necessarily. In this, like
Yeah.
in this case, it's a little. It would be like this. But if you have a little different case, like Prashant was saying, if you have certain thing like you want to lose weight, then you can just say that I am at my ideal weight, or this person is at their ideal weight. So in that case, you have a very clear way of saying it.
Right. So thank you so much, Shubhajit, for this wonderful question, and Satvika for a great answer on this. So the next question is like, if a person who is like struggling with stress or anxiety, how can Reiki help in this?
It's the best, one of the best things for stress and anxiety, because Reiki is very, very, very calming and and healing, and it induces a sense of peace. So it works beautifully on anxiety and stress, and it just dissolves all of that anxious and stressful energy,
Yeah.
because it rebalances your energy system, it resets your whole energy system. So it just brings back that alignment and that calmness and that flow, which is very peaceful.
Yeah. Thank you so much. The next question is like, okay, I have given my intention. Now, what should I expect when I'm receiving Reiki?
Nothing, don't expect anything, just be open. Because if you expect, you are kind of closing yourself in a way. You only want that one thing, but the way Reiki wants to heal you is probably in its own way. So just have an intention and then be open to however Reiki wants to work on you. Often Reiki healers experience that they might give healing to a person in the head, but the energy starts flowing to a different part of the body, because the root of whatever issue they are healing is somewhere else in the body. So the energy goes where it's needed to go, because the root is in a certain place. And sometimes you may give healing for one particular issue, but Reiki starts working at another level, because it that is what it wants to heal first. So one can, like, healers work in a space of surrender to the energy. We don't control it. We just open ourselves and we channel and we let it flow as it's meant to. And we are just there. We don't get in the way of it.
So Reiki practitioner or Reiki master is like a tap. So you open the tap and the water flows, or the energy will flow like till the time it is required. Once the healing is done, the tap will stop automatically. You would not
Yes,
feel any kind of energy.
right.
Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful. So actually, it's a great knowledge, friends. You can ask your questions, and this is a wonderful energy. You actually can, remove medicines from your life. If you want to live a medicine-free life, then the wonderful medicine for you is Reiki, and it's a 24/7 doctor for you. Believe me.
And it's something that you can, if you're a practitioner, you have it lifelong. So anytime you need it, it's there with you.
Yeah. Shubhajit says if someone having no knowledge on Reiki and not ready to accept Reiki or fear of Reiki, how to give Reiki to them?
If they are not ready to accept Reiki, don't give it to them,
Yeah.
because they have to be ready to accept it for it to go there, for it to work in that direction. So, as Prashant and I were talking earlier, the first rule is that they should want to receive Reiki. Otherwise, you don't send Reiki. And the only exceptions to that rule are when a person cannot ask for it because of maybe like in a coma or something like that, or if it's a very small child, or if it's an animal who cannot ask, then you can give Reiki. Always take permission of their higher self and send it.
Yeah. Or in some cases, like she said, when the person is in coma, or if some of the family members are connecting with you, right?
Yeah.
They are giving the permission to heal that person. Also,
Yes.
you can connect with the person at subconscious level,
Yes.
right? So when you connect with the person like subconsciously, then you can tell the person that this is for your benefit, and I'm sending this Reiki for your highest good,
Absolutely.
and the person will give you the permission. Thank you
And
so much, Subhajit. Yeah.
yeah. If it's a no, like a person is actually like able to say what they want but they don't want to receive Reiki. Like sometimes family members say, can you please send for my kid, my not my kid but my husband, for example, or my wife, but the person themselves doesn't want it. So there's no use sending Reiki there, because Reiki will not go, it will not work, because that person is close to receiving it. So
Yeah.
it actually disrespects and dishonors the energy, so one shouldn't.
Right. So I think the next question is related to this. Like you said, do not give Reiki to the person, but if it is highly required for the person,
Hmm.
then why can't we give it to the person? Like sometimes we go to the doctor, and if a child or a person is not taking the medicine, then we forcefully give the medicine to the person. Why can't we do in case of Reiki?
In that case, what I would do is I would first take that person like a child. I would take permission of the higher self, and if it was like, if it's your own child, you can just, I mean, being a parent, it's you can, I mean, the permission can come from you as well. In that case, you can first send Reiki to allow that person to become receptive. So, first open that person's energy by sending an intention that please make this person receptive to receive Reiki. And if it is meant to be, then let the Reiki healing flow to that person.
Yeah. There is another thing, like why are we saying this, like take the permission or the person should be in receiving mode? There is a reason for that. Like if we send Reiki to someone who's not ready to accept, so uh, something happens, and that is
Correct.
like we all have an aura around our body. So when you send a Reiki to someone and that person has a strong aura, that aura will not actually easily give you permission to enter into his body.
Yeah.
So, and if the person gives you permission, then he is automatically open to receive that. So aura
Yeah.
gives the permission, and if your aura is strong, then that is the reason we say that no one can harm you easily. There are some people who are sensitive to energies, so like you say something and it happens with them. You are sharing your story, or somebody sharing his or her story with you, and you are sensitive to energies. Then after some time you experience the similar patterns or similar story in your life. So that means knowingly or unknowingly you are receiving those, or you are catching those energies. That means your aura is weak. You need to work on your aura. You need to make your aura strong, right? So that is the reason we always say take the permission, because your aura will be open to receive. And we
Yes.
send Reiki to energy, like to your body, to your aura, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for this wonderful question. And Shubhajit is asking, what is the role of symbols in Reiki?
So there are symbols which come into Reiki practice a little later, and different symbols have different there are different purposes for different symbols. So like we have a symbol to first make that establish that connection wherever we want to send Reiki. Then we have another symbol for healing the mental and emotional body of that person. We have a symbol for amplifying the flow of energy, and so on. There are still more symbols. So that is what the role of symbols are. They have specific frequencies which have specific purposes for the energy to flow and work in a specific way.
Yeah. Thank you once again, Shubhajit, for this amazing question, and Satvika for the answer. Okay, so the next question is like, how to give Reiki using distance healing, or does it work?
Of course, it works, but for to answer the first question, that cannot be shared in a live like this, because the practice of Reiki is only given in an environment where, from a Reiki master to a student, it is shared when that person comes to learn Reiki. So till then it is guarded as knowledge which is not shared openly, to respect that knowledge. So it can't be discussed as how does one give distance healing. Has to be taught. Once that person is ready to do that level of distance healing, then they learn how to do distance healing. That happens usually in level 2. And yeah, and yeah, that's how it is, and definitely it works. It may not always make itself felt, but irrespective of whether it makes itself felt, it works.
Right. Thank you. Thanks, Shubhajit. Okay, keep shooting the question. We are loving it. Thank you, Shubhajit. Can we heal someone needs heart transplant? If yes, then how?
Okay, so in Reiki, this Reiki is always to be like, for example, if there is some medical condition like this, uh, it should never it should never be taken as you stop the medical procedure and just do Reiki. It should never be like that. Reiki can always complement, but it should not substitute what is needed by a regular medical procedure. And the extent to which Reiki can heal also is something that the Reiki practitioner cannot control. Because again, we only set the intention and open ourselves up for the energy to flow through us. But the energy has its own intentions, its own intelligence, and that energy knows best what is meant for that person. So it will always work for the highest good of that person. So we cannot give a guarantee that this will be completely done and this will be completely healed, but definitely as much as Reiki wants to heal, in that case it will, and whatever medical procedure has to be done, that also should continue side by side, and Reiki will support that and reduce the suffering or the pain or whatever around it and make it a smoother and easier process.
Right. Right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think it was very much required. So
Yeah,
we do not stop the person like, okay, you stop all the medications and only take Reiki,
yeah,
right? So let the
yes,
person do whatever the person is like going through or wants to do, and you
yeah.
continue your healing.
Yes. In all
Very,
alternative practices, there is never any guarantee given. Because, in fact, even in other healing methods, no guarantee is given. We just assume that they will work because of the number of case studies and the statistics that are there around them. But you cannot give any guarantee when it comes to alternative therapy or healing, because the practitioner is always operating from a space of openness and surrender and letting that take over.
yeah. So divine actually does that, not the
Yes,
person,
yes.
right?
Absolutely.
So, Shubhajit, one more thing here. As we are talking about heart transplant, you answered your question in the next one. So, there is a method called psychic surgery that is actually taught in the master level. So, for severe issues, okay, you answer, Satvika.
Go ahead. Psychic surgery is a very deep level of healing where
Yeah,
you're actually opening up and working at deep levels of that person's aura. And yeah, again, there is a certain ritual that it follows, and that again is something that only the Reiki practitioner, the Reiki master is taught, because again, it is knowledge which is kept within that, within, it is not just openly shared. And psychic surgery can heal mental, emotional, a lot of deep rooted blocks and deep rooted
yeah,
traumas. So, this is what psychic surgery does. And
yeah,
after psychic surgery, also, we sort of restore and rebalance that person's aura to bring them back into a state of balance, because it is a deep level healing.
yeah. So even there are some results. Like when I was in the session, a person shared his medical reports.
Hmm.
He was told to go through the surgery, and he was asked to be on leave for for 2 weeks. But instead of like going through the surgery, he learned Reiki, and within 10 days, he healed. So like before the final surgery, the final checkup which was done, and they found there was nothing.
Wow. Yeah.
So
These are
and that
miracles.
person,
Yeah.
yeah, that person showed his medical like papers also.
Yeah.
So
The only thing
they
is,
are wonders.
Reiki actually, there are many miracles that do happen. Like sometimes people's health issues go away, sometimes emotional blocks come out, sometimes they heal traumas, sometimes their life situations change. So the way Reiki works is very, very miracles have happened very often. Sometimes you have a certain connection with a divine entity once you've done a certain level. So different things, different people, different things open up for different people according to their life path and their life's journey. And the only thing is to have no expectation, because if you have any expectation that something big should happen because I'm doing Reiki, that will block it. So just expect nothing, just be open, and from a space of surrender, start learning. And surrender in a sense, just be open to whatever Reiki wants to give you, let it give you. If it doesn't want to show you anything, just trust it. Trust it, because anyway it's a lifelong journey, so we'll always keep having something on the way. It doesn't have to come today or tomorrow.
Thank you so much. So Shubhraji says, thank you so much, Satvika, for your amazing answers.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
great questions. Thank you.
There is another question which says like how Reiki can help with emotional healing and trauma recovery. Where like you are saying that the energy is sent, but what about if I have a thought in my mind?
Hmm.
So how will that be healed?
Because Reiki heals the emotional body and the energy body, and the energy body is basically what heals everything. Like energy body feeds your physical body, mental body, emotions, everything, and even trauma. So if you heal the energy system, it can remove trauma. And again, with higher levels of Reiki, or with specific other methods of Reiki, like Karunaki is another method of Reiki, where there are specific symbols for trauma healing. So there are specific, I mean, at that level, there are specific symbols which can be used, specific frequencies that can be channeled to heal trauma specifically. But even if you don't use those, even if you follow the regular Usui method of healing, the standard Reiki method, Reiki will work where it has to. It will go into those places where the trauma is stored, because trauma is also stored in your body, in the cells, and in, I mean, it's all energy, right? It's blocked energy, so it all gets flushed out.
Yeah.
And also in
Okay.
your,
As
when you Reiki, you also send, you're basically healing the chakras. And all of this, when your chakras are balanced, when your chakras are opened and healed and healthy, then all of this trauma also gets thrown out through that. Because if you see, like we were talking about money blocks earlier, money blocks are often blocks in the root chakra, because root chakra is your center of everything that is connected to your physical reality and the materialistic reality. So when there is a money block, there is an imbalance in the root chakra. You send Reiki to the root chakra, heal the root chakra, and it's very possible that that money block will get healed through that. So
yeah,
similarly, other issues are all stored in the chakras, and when you send healing to those chakras, those issues slowly, slowly melt and dissolve.
yeah, that's right. Thank you so much. And yes, I just got something like you said. This Reiki does healing to the cells level. So
Hmm.
I just want to add, like Reiki actually does the healing to your soul level.
Yes.
For
Very.
example, you are a body, right? But how do you call it a body? Because you have some organs like skeleton system, you have a cardiovascular system, you have immune system, right? And these are your organs. But how organs are made? They are made with tissues. How tissues are made? They are made with cells. How cells are made? They are made with molecules. How molecules are made? Like they are a form of atom. And what is atom? Is energy. So
Yes.
that is why we call it like energy healing. And when we give Reiki to this atom level, don't you think that your body will be healed, right?
Absolutely.
So we are moving into like deeper into this. Like when you give Reiki to like to your atom, to your tissues, your cells, your cardiovascular system, your organs, and then your whole body is healed, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for this wonderful question, and Satvika for a great answer once again.
And Prashant, one more thing. There was a question earlier about how Ho'oponopono and Reiki are different. And that's again another difference, because in Reiki, it really goes to this level of
Yeah,
atomic and energy particle level. So that is because Ho'oponopono is an effective method, but this is really deep level healing. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Ho'oponopono is a forgiveness used for forgiveness.
Hmm.
So it is called forgiveness meditation. Ho'oponopono. Though people use it like for different issues, and it is working, so which is good. But in the beginning, it was used only for like to forgive a person. If you want to forgive a person, or like it is called forgiveness meditation, right? So Shubhajit is asking, can we hypnotize anyone by using Reiki?
No. You can't. If you're talking about hypnosis as a therapy, that is a different therapy. But Reiki does not work with hypnosis. You can't hypnotize anybody because
Yeah.
it's the only thing that may happen is that the person may fall asleep, but that's because a deep state of relaxation is induced, natural relaxation. All the stress is coming out of that person. So that's why they may relax and fall asleep, but it is not hypnotizing.
Yeah. And if you are talking about hypnotize, there is a different course for that. That is called hypnotherapy.
Yeah.
So you can go for that. Even hypnotherapy is actually used to heal people, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Shubhajit, for this question. So Vishali ji has a question here. Any question between Reiki and telepathy?
There is no direct connection necessarily, but in some people, Reiki can open telepathic channels. So everybody, like the abilities of a person can open up when they get attuned to higher levels of Reiki. So, for example, and I'm talking about Reiki practitioners, not people receiving Reiki necessarily, but Reiki practitioners. As they go doing higher levels of Reiki or practicing more and more, their abilities open up and they are able to connect with different forms of energy. So sometimes people may have insights which are more powerful, more intuitive. Sometimes people may start developing a connection with angels. So that's why there's a very common practice of angel healing with Reiki. Sometimes people may connect with spirit guides or animal guides. So like that, they have different abilities which open up. But again, this is unique to each individual. It's not necessary that it has to happen. So in that case, a person might develop telepathic ability, but that would be that person's unique experience. It is not a guaranteed outcome. It doesn't necessarily happen to everybody, and most of the time it may not also happen.
It needs practice.
Yeah. And
Right.
again, it depends on that individual's unique life path journey and what their journey is about spiritually.
Yeah. So usually, even if we need to send a telepathy message to a person, we do it from here. That is called Agya Chakra, right? So we send a message, and most of the time, people receive. So, for example, you are thinking about a person, you are about to call a person, you get the call from the person, and you say, "Oh my God, I was about to call you." So
Huh.
that was a message.
Yeah, in that case, okay, in that way, telepathically, yes, that connection is already there because even when you're sending healing, you're energetically making that connection. So, in that
Yeah.
sense, yes, the telepathic thing, you're whether you're really aware of it or not, it is there is a link that is happening.
Yeah. Thank you, Vishaliji, for this great question, and Satvika for an amazing answer. Shubhajit, can Reiki help to induce thought into subconscious mind?
Yes, you can. You can use. So the beauty of Reiki is that there is no fixed rule, and it can often be used to, like, if your intentions are pure and right, you can use Reiki in the way that you feel intuitively guided to. So, for example, if you want to implant a positive thought into your subconscious mind, you can do it in a Reiki healing for yourself or with the help of a Reiki practitioner. You can induce a positive, like an affirmation or a positive thing that you want to manifest in your life, and ask Reiki to guide you into implanting that thought and making it a part of your subconscious programming so that it manifests in your life. It is
Yeah.
possible. Again, this would be based on your own intuitive guidance as to how to use Reiki, because Reiki is not set in stone that you only have to do this and only have to do that. It is very much open to your own intuition telling you how to use it.
Yeah. Even you can use Reiki, mix Reiki with different modalities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact, it connects and binds a lot of modalities very beautifully, because with the flow of Reiki connecting all of them, the healing just happens in a very beautiful flow. It just unfolds very naturally and smoothly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Shubhajit, for this question, and Satvika for the answer. So we have Ravi Kapoor. Is it necessary for Reiki to work that the patient should be right there or in front of the practitioner?
Not necessary. The person can also be healed, or healing can be sent even via the through distance healing. It is not necessary that the person has to be right in front of the practitioner. Not at all.
We can heal a person like if you are in India and you want to heal a person sitting somewhere in America, you can do the healing, and the person will receive the healing.
Yeah.
So that's the power of Reiki. That is why I was saying, if you learn Reiki, you will become a 24/7 doctor. You can
Because at
heal the
the
person.
level of energy, there is no barrier in distance. It is just one energy. So the distance doesn't become relevant at that level.
Right. Thank you, Ravi, for this question, and Satvika for the answer. And Ravi has an urge here. Please make a video on telepathy. Okay. So we'll work on it. And yes, I support this. Please conduct a session on telepathy. Interesting topic. So we can plan a session soon on this. Thank you. Thank you for this, Vishaliji and Ravi, for your questions. Okay, then next question was like the same one which I just answered. Like, can Reiki be combined with other healing modalities or therapies? If yes, then how?
Yeah, it can absolutely be combined. In fact, it can link all of the other therapies very beautifully, and it creates a sort of a synergy and a flow between the different modalities. So, if you're using different modalities and you just link it all with Reiki, or you ask Reiki to guide the healing through all of them, it will all unfold in a very beautiful flow and a smooth process.
Right.
And that means also, it also gives you, the Reiki gives you the intuitive hints as to which modality comes into play at which point in that healing session. So sometimes when you're working in a healing session, like when I'm personally doing a healing session, um, intuition guides which modality to use when. And that is all thanks to my connection with Reiki, because that opened up the intuitive abilities, and that intuition guides what is to be done
Right.
next.
People become so intuitive, when as we are talking about Reiki. So there are people who can, read your auras. They can read your energies. If you are going in front of the person will look at, like, from top to bottom, and the person will ask you, is there anything going inside your body, or are you going through this therapy? And you will be like shocked. Oh my god, how do you know that? I'm sure that you guys have gone through some videos where, children, they blindfold and they actually sense the color of the balls, or like they sense, or they can blindfold reading. They can do it. So that is again using the power of this.
Yeah.
You can say subconscious or Reiki. So, but this is the power. Yeah.
Some people may read auras visually, some people become sensitive to the energy around, so they may sense it. Some people may receive messages just by knowing. So the abilities can open up very differently from person to person. But definitely
Right.
a level of sensitivity increases to deeper perception.
Right. And why are we saying this? Like, you become sensitive to energies because, for example, or I'm sure one of you or some of you have experienced this. Like when you go to a place or in a party, a function, and instantly, as soon as you enter in the, like, in the hall, and you say, I don't feel good here. I'm
Mm.
not able to, I feel uncomfortable here. Let's move out. So why? Because your body is actually sensing some kind of
Energy.
different energy. Yeah. So you become sensitive to energies.
Yeah.
Right. Even when you, if you are a Reiki channel, whatever you eat, whatever you drink, you can charge that. Charge means you can send healing energy to your food, to the water, to any drink, and that actually will do wonders. Right.
Yes. Yes.
So Vishali has a question here. Is it necessary for the person sending Reiki to be positive all the time? If a person is going through challenges himself, can he send Reiki effective?
So, ideally, if your own energy is very off, for example, if you yourself are going through severe situations, or like where you're not balanced internally, it's a good idea to wait until you're sort of balanced to be able to channel Reiki again, because in that case, you're more stable and you can just be a better channel. So it is always recommended, in not just in Reiki, but in any other energy healing practice as well. It's good to first get your own internal balance before you start sending Reiki, because one is you're channeling energy. Second thing is you are, if you're not balanced, then you may be open, like your aura may not be in a state of state, it may not be stable. So in that case you may be receptive to picking up those, that person's issues as well. So disconnecting also, disconnection, cutting that energy off at the end is a part of the procedure. But if you're yourself not balanced, then you may not be very effective in doing that, and you might feel drained or tired, or just might feel like you're even feeling some of those things that that person has once you're doing their healing. So it's very good. It's always recommended that you first look after your own energy. If you're unwell, for example, just reschedule that healing session if you're a practitioner.
Yeah. Even we always say, like, if you are already in a trap and if you want to help a person, then what will you do? You will cut your trap first,
Yeah.
right? अगर आप खुद जाल में फंसे हुए हो तो आप किसी और की हेल्प कैसे कर सकते हो,
Yeah.
राइट? सो इट्स बेटर कि आप पहले अपने जाल को ओपन करो एंड देन हेल्प अदर्स.
Yeah.
अगर आप किसी की हेल्प करना चाहते हो लेकिन आपके अकाउंट में पैसे ही नहीं है, you don't have balance in your account and you want to help someone, how will you?
Yes.
So get some money for yourself first, then help someone, right? Thank you, Vaishali ji, for this question, and Saatvika for the answer. Okay, what are some misconceptions about Reiki?
We spoke about the myths, like for example, does it only work if you can feel it? No, you can. It works even when you can't feel it. Second thing, is there any religious association with Reiki? No, it's not. It's not religious. Third, is there, can Reiki harm you? This is a misconception. Misconception. Can Reiki be used for anything that's not good, like with bad intention? Like people confuse it with black magic, because that's also something that's invisible to the eye. Like Reiki is invisible to the eye, but it is completely different. That is nothing to do with Reiki. Reiki cannot work with that kind of intention at all. And if a person tries to do any kind of thing that is not pure with Reiki, Reiki will not get invoked at all. Reiki will just not work.
Yeah,
It's against the flow of life, it's against what supports life. So it cannot work.
right. Thank you for this wonderful answer. Ma'am, how can I find a qualified Reiki practitioner or teacher?
You have two right in front of you. And many more around. It's not just us. There are many Reiki practitioners who are qualified. Just go to the person who you feel comfortable with.
Yeah. So it works like your belief. For example, if you visit to a doctor and after some time you say, I think his medicines, don't work. Then you visit to a different doctor and you have certain perception about the person, about the doctor, and somebody says just visit once and see the magic. You go there and you get the treatment done, you take the medicine and you get healed, because you already had a perception, you already had a belief about the person, right? So like if you have a belief about the person, okay, this person can do something good for me, you will definitely get a good. But if you believe that, okay, I think I won't get the proper the treatment, you won't get. So that's
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a very good point, Prashant. When you go to any healing, whether it's Reiki or any healing method, always go with complete openness and receptivity.
yeah,
Have leave your doubts aside, leave your skepticism aside, leave all of that aside, because all of these are barriers. They all form an energetic block. Like he said, it closes your aura to receiving it and receiving even the knowledge of it. So just leave all of those aside. Even if you don't understand, it's not required to know everything and understand everything right away. Leave all of that aside, be open, and allow it to work in the way that it has to. So, with skepticism left aside, very important. And even, for example, even in tarot, if you go with that suspicion and doubt that will this work or is this not real, you'll never get a right reading. That is also energy work. So any energy healing, don't leave your skepticism aside, go with faith. Faith will open your energy beautifully to the for the healing to happen.
Right. Thank you. So faith, that is again, you have to actually have faith, right? Like you have faith in God, so have faith in this Reiki power, and you will get the result.
And faith, again, what is faith? In a different way, it is an intention, right? Because you're just setting the intention that everything will be fine. When you've set that intention, energy will go where intention. What is that? Energy goes where energy flows where
Energy
intention.
flows where intention goes, where focus goes.
Yeah. So wherever your intention is set, you're opening the pathway for energy to flow in that direction. So when you go with faith, your intention is very, very positive and uplifted. When you go with skepticism, you've already put a negative intention out there. How can that energy really work and heal you? So it's already creating that energetic barrier because the intention is not the right one. You're unconsciously putting a wrong intention through the skepticism.
Yeah. Thank you, Satvika, for this wonderful answer.
Thank you.
The next question is like, if I'm receiving Reiki, how would I know that the flow is happening?
Sometimes you can feel it, sometimes you can't. You just have to trust that it is happening. Because as
Right.
we spoke earlier, sometimes it makes itself felt, sometimes it doesn't make itself felt. And that keeps changing. It's not that every time it makes itself felt. And sometimes it makes itself felt very powerfully. Sometimes when you don't even expect it, it makes itself felt. But sometimes you may try to send it and make it feel like make it felt, but you can't do that. You can't control that. That is up to the energy itself. So just be open and trust that it is working whether it is felt or not. But you will feel some effect of it. You will feel calmer, you will feel more peaceful. That's how you know that it is working.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, my friend, for this question, and Satvika for the answer. Okay, this one is good. I just want to know what kind of precautions or consideration I need to be aware of before receiving Reiki treatment.
So most of the time at Reiki is okay to use on any kind of precautions for what?
Before receiving any Reiki treatment, like usually we take precautions about, like, okay, if I'm taking a medicine, I think what he wants to say, if I'm
Hmm.
taking a medicine,
Not
then I
usually.
need to be, yeah, I need to be aware.
So usually there is you can use Reiki all the time, but only case where sometimes you need to be a little careful is if what some practitioners say is when the person has a pacemaker in the heart. In that case, just be a little careful because again, you're doing energy work. So just avoid directly giving energy to the pacemaker. But you can still do Reiki to that person. Just don't exactly focus it where the pacemaker is. That's
Right.
it. You can
So
always send intention to the heart, but via like put the hands maybe around the solar plexus or somewhere and intentionally send it to the heart. So, but
right.
again, this also is a this is not a standard opinion. So this also is like depending on certain people's experiences. So I would not really say it's a standard opinion.
Okay, I think this one is also good. Can we give Reiki to a lady who is like who's expecting?
Yes, you can. Because in fact it will be very lovely for the child inside the womb to also receive Reiki because Reiki is a very gentle energy. It's a very loving, kind, compassionate energy. So it will really help the development of the child in a very positive way and in a very beautiful energy. So yes, you can.
Okay, I remember there was a lady who came to me and she said, I've heard about it. Like the body goes on heat. So, like
Hmm.
if I'm pregnant, then should I go for Reiki or not?
Yes, you can, because Reiki will not, even if it feels warm while you're channeling Reiki, it's not increasing the body heat as such. So it doesn't really increase the body heat or anything like that. You can.
Right. Even there are people who go for like taking Reiki while they are pregnant, for the ladies, like so that they actually get the good energy for the prenatal baby.
Exactly. In fact, it's a beautiful thing to do for a mother, for an expecting mother, because I mean, you're just giving beautiful energy for the child when it's in its development stage, and that's lovely. It will really help in a very beautiful way.
Yeah, what I believe, like if your intention is good, then why do you create these types of like thoughts, right?
Yeah,
Then if you want to
just
go, then go for it.
yeah.
Thank you Satvika for this answer. Vaishali is asking, like, is there any specific time when the Reiki is more effective?
There's no specific time of the day as such. You can give Reiki at any time. The only time where you should probably wait for some time is like when you're not well, when your own energy is off balance. For example, if you've been disturbed by some news and you feel you're not in the right mental inner balance, just wait till you are balanced again, and then you can continue and resume. And if a person has consumed alcohol, then it's better to get that out of your system again before doing Reiki, because it's not really in alignment with Reiki. So, in those cases, that time is not good. You need to get all that out of your system, and then you can. Because your energies are low when people consume alcohol, the energy goes low, aura gets depleted. So, it's not the best time for you to do any energy healing. Many people who are energy healers actually don't consume alcohol, but if they do, they would always wait. Like if they have minimally, also they would always wait till it's out of the system before they resume.
Right. Thank you Vaishali for this question, and Satvika for the answer. I have only two more questions, friends. If you have questions, you can ask. If you have any doubt, you can clear that now. So my second last question is like, okay, ma'am, what inspired you to become a Reiki Grandmaster?
You know, Reiki actually finds people sometimes. Like, I wasn't even looking to become a Reiki practitioner, and I was going through a dark phase in my life, and Reiki came as a ray of light for my own healing. And that's how I started my own healing journey with Reiki. And then I continued to do one level after another. And with each level, I found that I was healing at deeper and deeper levels. And that's what allowed me to completely trust this practice and continue learning and continue practicing. And yeah, so very often Reiki finds you. And even if you just happen to come across this video, or you happen to come across this live session, that's also probably one way of Reiki finding you. So we don't always look for it, sometimes it looks for us.
We always say that you are the chosen one. If you are here, that is not by chance. There
Yeah,
is a reason.
exactly.
And if you are a person who believes in like and nothing happens by chance, then you can also think like there is a reason.
And if you feel drawn to this practice, if you feel interested in this practice, just go and learn level 1, at least level 1 and 2.
Yeah.
At least do
This.
the basic levels, because those levels anyone can do. I mean, of course, they have to be inclined to it. Higher levels, it depends on that person's growth along the journey, how much they are ready for.
Thank you. Shubhajit is asking, is there any particular distance for distance healing?
No, there is no particular distance. It can go any distance, because again, in that field of energy where it is all one, distance loses its relevance. So it doesn't matter whether it's like 10 kilometers away or 10,000 kilometers away. It doesn't matter that it's more powerful if it's nearer, nothing like that.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Shubhajit, for this question, and Satvika for the answer. My last question with this goes is like, any final advice or the message or any final tip for the people who are watching us now and who will be watching us later about Reiki and energy healing?
See, we are all energy. Everything around us is energy. So, irrespective of whether you are a Reiki practitioner or interested in Reiki or just somebody who's listening as a lay person, we are all being influenced by energy all the time. The kind of food you eat is energy. The kind of conversations you have with people is energy. The kind of movies you watch is energy. So, you're feeding your system with energy in different ways. So, become more mindful about the energy you're consuming physically, mentally, by visiting the places you go to, like we was talking about. So become aware of your energy and how your energy is responding to energies around it, and become conscious of that. Become manage your energy wisely. Don't deplete it unnecessarily by indulging in consuming things that drain your energy, like talking to people who drain your energy. Those certain conversations may be low vibrational conversations that drain you. So just drop all those things and become very selective about what you allow into your energy field, and respect your own energy. Keep your vibration high.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Satvika, for the wonderful closing. So,
Thank
friends,
you.
now as we conclude this enlightening session on Reiki and energy healing, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to, first of all, to Saatvika Mangharam for sharing her profound insights and wisdom with us today. So,
Thank you so much.
Saatvika,
It's been a real pleasure, as always, to be here. And to everyone who's asked all your wonderful questions, thank you for your interest in this subject.
so your expertise actually, has illuminated the transformative power of Reiki. So it's like giving all of us a practical tool to enhance our well-being, like on physical, emotional, and spiritual, or even mental level. So to our viewers, thank you so much for joining us and actively participating with your questions and comments. So your engagement has made this session enriching and meaningful. I hope that you gained valuable knowledge which you can apply in your own healing journey. अगर आपको लगता है कि आपको कुछ मिला है, then make sure that you mention in the comment box that yes, I've got something here. Or what you can do, you can spread this knowledge or with someone who actually might need this, right? If you are inspired and you want to connect with Satvika further, or you want to explore more about Reiki, then you can reach out to her. Once the session will be over, I'll mention her details. You can connect with her and you can enlighten your life. And yes, but don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and so that you actually get the notifications first. So when there is a session, then you come to know about that, right? And remember, the journey of healing and self discovery, it actually continues beyond this session, so it's not over, right? So let's carry forward the insights shared today and continue to nurture your holistic well-being. Thank you so much, Satvika, once again for accepting the proposal and being here, sharing your wonderful insights and knowledge.
My pleasure. Thank you, Prashant. Lovely to be here and lovely to have this discussion with you, being a Reiki healer yourself. It's the learning never stops.
Yeah. So thank you so much, friends. Once again, I'll see you next week with a new speaker and a new topic. Till then, stay healthy, take care. Bye bye and namaste.
Thank you, everyone.